Hello and welcome back to my channel. Been a bit quiet with training on the updates lately. Just really it's January in the UK and it's not normally like this. It's normally dull, dreary, damp. I mean, yeah, it's very muddy and sludgy underfoot, but that's why there's not really a lot to report weather-wise. Often it's wet, miserable, it's snow. We've even had snow this year, places. Flooding tends to be the big issue, if anything. This month, well, this year actually, started on New Year's Day with a 5 kilometre park run, and did that at Oakland's park run, which is on the edge of Birmingham. And I was aiming to see if I could possibly get under the 30 minutes. If conditions were right, there's a chance it could be done if I really push it. But as there was only 4 days in this first week in January, there's not really much more to add. So the first full week of 2026, if you like, with the Monday being my usual well-being walk. Weather was decent, nothing much to report. I was just glad to get out there and see a few others for the first time this year. But during the day, boy, did the weather change. So I decided, instead of going to the first couch to 5k, I'd do this at the home. On Zwift, and about an hour of Wii Fit games as well. Always good fun. Next couple of days really was mainly using the gym, using their watt bike. Tried to do a bike workout using Training Peaks Virtual, which was free this week. And the good thing about it is you can actually train via heart rate as well. And that brings me to Friday, when it's not really a crazy idea, but I thought I'd do a solo triathlon at the gym, the local village centre. So went for a swim, did that. Then, admittedly, a bit of a cheat, went in the sauna. That was helped try and dry my clothes out of it, because you can't just go up to the gym and just start hopping on the equipment where you're dripping wet. So I went on the watt bike there, and then went on to one of the treadmills there afterwards. So this week, with the weather being so bad last week, this week I was going to start the couch to 5k, as they all were with week 1, run number 1, and that was pretty much straightforward. Then did the second run of the week on the Wednesday, before getting on to the sort of main adventure part, or if you like, the training for Thursday. So what Thursday was going to be was drive down to London, tube train across London to Stratford International Station, and then down to the London Aquatics Centre in Stratford. And here's a photo of me with a bloke that's famous for falling in a puddle. I suppose he does it a bit more expertly than that. But that pool is deep. It's 3 metres. I never did touch the bottom at all, which was a bit disconcerting to start with, but lovely pool, lovely facilities, even some diving boards in the background. Bit of recovering on Friday before the weekend. I was going to go to Home Pierpont Park Run. It was their inaugural event, and a bit of a perfect storm created 2 records, if you like. One, it is the nearest park run to another park run. It's about 400 metres, although it is 6 kilometres to walk there. And it was also the highest attendance for an inaugural park run. Inaugural is just a fancy name for saying it's the first event. But there were me and 1,278 others running around a lake. So Rowan Lake's really nice. I'd put the bike in the car, and afterwards I will have to do a bit of cycling around the area and a bit of an adventure. So this week on Monday we got done another couch to 5k, that's another week down. But on the way home, well, I ran it home and somewhere I think I've sprained my ankle. I did feel my ankle hurt a little bit, but at my age it's not unusual. And I just carried on running. Thought it'd go away like usually it can do. It doesn't always do, and this time it didn't. I think I just landed wrong on it. But anyway, what followed was a few days of the rice treatment. Rest, ice, compression, elevation. It helped, it certainly helped. It's difficult to do all four, I found. And it was still hurting, but I think it's more my flexible arches that I have. So that's probably more of a concern, because I know it's a long going thing that I've just got to be a bit more careful about. Anyway, Friday came round towards the end of the week. I felt well enough to be able to manage some swimming. I actually popped in the leisure centre a little bit early for swimming because I didn't know how long it'd take me to get there and how well I'd feel. And I went on one of the spin bikes. It's a classroom there full of spin bikes, no one's using them. Not even a lesson on, but the doors are unlocked, so I went in there and just cycled for about 5-10 minutes. Just really, really light, probably maybe not even 10 watts. And felt alright, you know what I mean? I know I could do that because it's a spin bike, you just push on the other pedal if it comes to it. There's no power you need to put through it particularly. I followed that up with a rare for me weekend at the gym. While my ankle's still sore, I tried doing like upper body workouts, things like that. I even dared the treadmill a bit for a brief amount of time. Again, it was only walking and started increasing the hills. So all that's going to be helping me for next week. And final week of January, nearly there. Feels like the 50th day of January at the moment. It is the last week of the month. I think it's the 6th week, 5th week, should be the 5th week. So Monday I got my mini bike out, which just used it as a hand bike, using the hand pedals. So it was just get some exercise, get some cardio, but absolutely no pressure on my ankle whatsoever doing that. So that was good. And I had an email come through, and it was an invite to an event. And I've accepted the invite, and I've been bricking it as to whether I'll be ready for it. I mean, it's not till September, so plenty of months. 8 months for things to go well, 8 months for things to go wrong. It excites me, but it frightens me as well. And it's almost a repeat of what got me started running a race many, many years ago. But yeah, a bit more swimming. A little bit of, had a wellbeing session on Wednesday, my final one. Cycled there, felt fine. Just on the way back, cycling a longer way. And yeah, certainly to see the flooding and everything that goes on. That was got first-hand experience of that as I wandered across the causeway on my bike. I had to sidestep all the way along, carry my bike. I'm just glad nobody was coming the other way until I was almost at the end, and then another cyclist was from the other direction. He still didn't want to do it the way I said, but hey, that's up to him. If he wanted to push his bike along and wobble, that was him. So yeah, February is amongst us. I don't know. We're gonna see if the ankle's up for a first run on a Monday. Couched 5k. It'll probably be the week 4 now. So I missed last week of week 3. We'll just see where we're at. Might see if we get some advice while I'm there as well. If you want to subscribe, it's up there. I will be running a series of videos monthly now, right up to the run to my special event. That's going to be down there.